Hello, this is the first part of a video response to, well, not only to Gullible is not in the dictionary by AngryLittleGirl, but also to the whole controversy that has accumulated around that one video. I'm going to be trying to cover quite a bit in this video response, so it will run rather long, but hopefully I'll be able to maintain your interest. As many of you probably know, AngryLittleGirl's real name is Jessica, so I'll be referring to her as Jessica throughout this response. Yes, I am looking at notes here. Okay, so I know I'm getting into the action a little bit late here. It's been like 5 months since Jessica posted her video, and I wasn't sure at first whether I wanted to make this video, because if you've been following the controversy as I have, you know it's gotten to the point where Jessica actually left YouTube temporarily to let things cool down a bit. And I realized that by making yet another video response to her video, I am, in effect, throwing some more fat on the fire. But I guess what really convinced me to make this response was remembering this comment I got from a girl. I won't try to pronounce her YouTube name, but she posted a video response to Jessica's video. And at the time when I found it, it was the first unoffensive and polite response to Jessica's video that I had yet encountered. And so I posted a comment, something like, "Finally some intelligent and reasonable discourse comes out of this." And she replied to my comment, something like, "Good, I hope more follows." And I guess that, remembering that, is really what motivated me to make this video, because I do think Jessica brought up some interesting and thought-provoking points in her video, and I'd like a chance to respond to them civilly and, I hope, intelligently. Okay, so before I begin, I should let you know that I'm basically agnostic. I was raised Catholic, but I've been a sort of inactive Catholic for a while now. And I just thought I should let you know that, because I will be discussing religion quite a bit in this video, and I think as my audience you deserve to know what my religious position is before I go and try to discuss religion objectively, as if that were even possible. Okay, so in her video, Gullible is not in the dictionary, Jessica made 3 basic points. Her first point was, you shouldn't believe something without asking questions and without finding reliable sources. If you do, then you're being gullible. Her second point was that gullible people are susceptible to religion. Now, although she didn't explicitly say this, I think we can all agree that what she meant by that was that basically religion is a form of gullibility. Religion happens when people choose to believe something without asking questions and without finding reliable sources. And her third point was that if you're gullible about something minor like a statistic, you could be gullible about something much bigger, like religion. Now, for those of you who don't know what happened, and if you don't, I suggest you, before you watch the rest of this video, you go watch Jessica's video and look at some of the responses to her video. But anyhow, for those of you who don't know what happened, Jessica a few months ago posted this video, Gullible's Not in the Dictionary, in which she made those 3 points, and it became a featured video, got lots of attention, and a lot of the responses Jessica was getting were just really angry and insulting personal attacks. And Jessica was so irritated by what she perceived as the lack of intelligence in the responses she was getting, that she posted a video response to her own video in which she basically cussed out the people who had responded to her, called them idiots and some other things. And as you can imagine, after that happened, she got even more hate mail and more negative responses, to the point where she actually left YouTube temporarily. Okay, now a lot of these responses, these hostile responses Jessica was getting, were coming from religious people who were trying to defend religion against Jessica. And I find this sort of ironic, because here you have these religious people who are defending religion, and yet they're doing it in a way that's completely contrary to their own religious values. Now, lest you think I'm just talking in generalities here, for those of you who responded that way to Jessica and who are Christians, I have some passages from the New Testament that I'd like to read to you. Yes, I am an inactive Catholic, but I still know my way around the Bible a bit. And by the way, for those of you who are atheists or agnostics or Muslims or whatever, and who don't particularly want to sit around and listen to me quote the New Testament, feel free to skip this part of the video. You won't be hurting my feelings, believe me. Okay, so like I said, a lot of these responses Jessica was getting were really insulting and attacking. And for those of you who responded that way to her and who are Christians, I'd like to read to you from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verses 21 to 22. You have heard that it was said to your ancestors, you shall not kill, and whoever kills will be liable to judgment. But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Raka, that's apparently some kind of insult, whoever says to his brother, Raka, will be answerable to the Sanhedrin, and whoever says, you fool, will be liable to fiery Gehenna. Now, I'm not quite sure what this is saying. I'm not sure it's saying that you're never allowed to get angry about anything, because you can't really control that. But I do think it is pretty clearly saying that if you're angry at someone, that doesn't give you the right to attack them and insult them. And now, some of you religious people might respond to me by saying, well, look, Jessica started it. If she hadn't criticized religion as she did, then we wouldn't have responded that way. Well, for those of you who responded that way to get back at Jessica, and who are Christians, I'd like to read to you Matthew chapter 6, verses 38 to 39. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, offer no resistance to one who is evil. When someone strikes you on your right cheek, turn the other one to him as well. Now, I'm not trying to imply here that Jessica is evil or anything, but this is pretty clearly stating that if someone does something that rubs you the wrong way, you shouldn't do something back at them with the aim of rubbing them the wrong way. Okay, so that's my response to the angry and hostile responses that Jessica got from religious people. And that's also the end of the first part of this video response. And I'll be putting up the other two parts